Hey everyone, it's Mike Andes. Today we're talking about parking your landscaping lawn care trucks and keeping things organized. When it comes to the keys that we use for our trucks, all of them are labeled P1, P2, P3, etc. That stands for pickup. We also have D, which is dump truck, and we just label them. Why? We put it on the keys, we put it on every single truck, and we put it on the parking stops for them to be able to keep track of exactly where to park. Why is this important? Well, it's important for a few things. Reason one. When they get their schedule and they say, hey, you're using P1 today, guess what? They know exactly where to go. They look for keys that say P1, and they walk to the truck that says P1 on it, and that truck should be parked at the parking stop where P1 is supposed to be at. Also, when they get back at the end of the day, they know exactly where to park their trucks. No one's vying for position. You're not wondering where the trucks are at. Guess what? There's no P1 right here. So guess what? It's on the road. It's working right now. I can easily drive in here and know exactly which trucks are out for the day versus which ones are not. Because if they're not parked in their spot, they are probably on the road. They're probably working and making money, which is a good thing. Now, there's several different type of parking stops. We got these concrete ones, which are a little more expensive, but you know, hey, they last forever, especially when you're on gravel. These bad boys, we have found, do not work well on gravel. They're a plastic shell, and then you fill them up with concrete. But guess what happens when you hit them once or twice with an 8,000-pound truck? They start to break. The concrete inside breaks out, and then all of a sudden it becomes basically worthless. So I'd only use these if you were able to rebar these into asphalt to where they're much more secured. On gravel, because they can move around, it really limits their ability. Once trucks start hitting them, they start looking like this, which is trash. This is 5, 6, 7 years old, but ultimately I would highly recommend going either concrete, or the ones I really like are the rubber ones. You can go onto Amazon, you can find these for like 70 to 100 bucks a pop. They're flexible, so if you hit them, they don't crack. They're light, and they're easier to find online and just literally get shipped to your door. So I really like those. They're usually black and yellow, kind of striped. And again, the whole reason I'm doing this is number one, to be able to label where my trucks are parked, and number two, to prevent anyone backing up into a structure. If you're at a storage facility, if you're at your house, if you're at a shop space or an office, you don't want people backing into your stuff, because a big massive gash in this, trust me, it costs a lot more than a little gash on a piece of equipment. Because now I have an issue with the structure of this building, and it could cost tens of thousands of dollars to fix. So how do you fix that? Buy a $100 parking stop. And the rubber ones, they last forever. Highly recommend those ones. I'm Mike Andes, and we'll see you in the next video.